Well, guys, here it goes, I guess. Just 1 week ago, I posted a video about hope and why I still have hope for the Minnesota Timberwolves this season. And I stand by that video, and those points still apply to our team going forward. So, if you need a dose of positivity, go over and watch that video. This video will not be so positive. Since I posted that video, we have accumulated 2 more losses, both in very ugly fashion. So it's time to take an honest look at the Wolves and figure out what the heck is going on with this team and why we stink so much. All of these losses are tough on a team and tough on a YouTube content creator dedicated specifically to this team. So kindly drop a like on this video and subscribe to help console me. But more importantly, here is my 5-point assessment on what is going wrong with the Wolves. The number one concern for all Timberwolves fans right now should be the health of Karl Anthony Towns. On Friday, January 15th, Cat announced on social media that he had tested positive for COVID-19. The health and well-being of Towns and the team is far more important than anything that could happen on a basketball court. So I hope everybody joins me in sending all our positive energy to Towns and anybody else from the Wolves who may have been exposed to the virus. Now, if you are looking for, bar none, the number one reason the Wolves are not winning, it has been the absence of Karl Anthony Towns. And let me state very clearly and very concisely, I am not blaming our lack of success on Towns. He has been through so much adversity in this last year, and I just want to make it very clear, I'm not blaming it on him, I'm simply analyzing the situation surrounding the Wolves. In Karl's absence, the Wolves are 1-7, and with him, we are 2-2, both of those losses coming after his wrist injury, where he was tremendous, but not yet 100%. Karl is our best player, period, and I don't expect much in way of victories if he's unavailable. The Mavs would stink without Luka, the Bucks would stink without Yanni, and the Wolves stink without Karl. I've got 4 more points coming up, but honestly, I don't know how noticeable these would be if Towns was in good health. It's hard to get a real assessment of this team without him. At this point, if we traded Juancho for not even a bag of beans, just for a singular bean, I feel like we'd be a better team. In my videos during this offseason, I made it clear I did not have confidence in Juancho as a starting 4, and holy hell has he proven me right. Juan stinks. I understand that players have cold stretches, and to grade the entire worth of a player on an 11-game sample size is an overreaction. But this dude has not provided us anything so far. What I found to be appealing about Juan in our starting lineup is his ability to space the floor as a power forward, which he did for us at the end of last season. This season has been a completely different story as he is shooting 30% from 3. And if you remove his one good game from this year, it is even more unbearable, as without that game he's shooting only 22% from 3. And don't worry, he has not been getting after rebounds either, averaging just 5 a game on over 20 minutes a game. Just wanted to drop in with a quick Vando update. Vando is also averaging 5 rebounds a game, but doing it in just 15 minutes per game. Just wanted to slide in at least one mention of ye old Vando in this video. Alright, back to the Juancho action. During our atrocious collapse against the Grizzlies, Juancho was an absolute eyesore on defense. In the clutch, he had an absolute head-scratcher of a brain melt on defense. Either Juan was in the middle of some sort of existential crisis and forgot where he was, or he has Kyle Anderson on his fantasy squad because Juancho simply watched Kyle Anderson walk up to the three-point line and shoot a wide-open 3. Juan was content to backpedal all the way out of the arena and back to Spain as Kyle set up a shot and hit a wide open 3. This is easily the most negative I've ever been on this channel, but nobody on this team has underperformed quite like Juan, and it's frankly unbearable to watch. Well, if there's one guy giving Juan a run for his money in the underperforming category, it's gotta be Culver. This offseason's promises of an improved Culver have fallen completely flat. He has failed to improve significantly at the charity stripe, where he is shooting 52% on free throws this season. His three-point shot has managed to somehow regress all the way down to 22% from 3. His defense and athleticism do shine through at the odd moment where he intercepts a pass and is pretty dangerous in transition. And that's great and all, but right now he's just a worse version of Josh Okogie. And that's not an attack on Okogie. Okogie is an all-defensive talent, and at 6'4" is somehow our best power forward. Culver has failed to improve from his first season to his second season, and is fast making himself a pretty clear blemish on the GM career of Gerson Rosas, who drafted him at 6th overall ahead of Kobe White, Cam Reddish, PJ Washington, Tyler Hero, Matisse Thybulle, Brandon Clark, and a lot of other superior players. Again, I don't like being such a negative Nancy, but Jarrett Culver is straight up not good at basketball. Ricky Rubio is averaging a career low 6.3 points per game, and while scoring has never been the priority of the sexy Spaniard, I don't think he has ever looked quite this incapable. He is shooting a career low 3-point percentage, which is truly impressive in its own way, and somehow he looks as afraid of a layup as he does a 3-ball at this point. Ricky has made himself near unplayable in the clutch because teams simply don't have to guard him down the stretch. And the Grizzlies didn't. They basically pretended he wasn't there. Not only did they leave the 3 open for him, but they left him a driving lane. And Ricky absolutely refused to shoot. Even as he slashed, the Grizzlies didn't step out to him, and he passed the ball to a covered teammate. Ricky seems to lack any form of confidence in putting the ball in the cup, and while we don't need him to be a scorer, we can't let him be this disrespectable on offense. Any NBA player, as open as he has been, should at least have the chutzpah to take the shot. Well, here it is, the one you have all been waiting for. It has been all of the buzz on Twitter and Reddit. Ryan Saunders simply cannot get it together. Without Carl to cover up his head-scratching decision-making, Saunders has had a terrible run this season. First and foremost, he has mismanaged Ant's time on the court, and I'm fine with Ant coming off of the bench. I supported it in the preseason, but Saunders seems particularly adverse to running organized sets and plays for Ant. It seems like Saunders has 2 plays for Anthony Edwards, and they are as follows. A, Anthony goes stand in the corner and we'll see what happens, or B, Anthony bring the ball up and we'll see what happens. Ant needs more structure than this if we want to develop him and play him like a star. I mean, run plays for the guy. The Hawks just ran the same pick and roll for the entire fourth quarter of our game, and Saunders either didn't pick up on this or simply refused to make adjustments and let Trae Young pile up free assists as the Hawks maintained their lead. And I'll be honest, X's and O's are by far my biggest weakness as an analyst, but the fact that his ineptitude is so glaringly obvious that even I can pick up on it is just a bad sign for the Wolves. Saunders was a good presence for our team when he was in his element as a player development coach, but he has clearly failed as a head coach. Saunders' strong relationship with Town is what makes the situation so difficult to deal with. Carl has already shifted blame onto the players following the Grizzlies' loss, which fair. It was quite a bit of meltdown from both coaching staff and also players. And Carl seems to be doing his best to take the heat off the Saunders. Outright firing Saunders could do some damage to the Wolves' relationship with Towns, but so will losing a zillion games. I am not familiar with a situation where a head coach moved into a lesser role within an organization peacefully, but I think the best case scenario for all parties involved might be to move Saunders back into player development. Whatever happens to Saunders, it's pretty clear to me that his days as a head coach are clearly numbered. I hate to leave a video on such a sour note, but there just isn't a whole lot of good going on right now for the Timberwolves. So to get some positivity going, I'll give you all some homework. And your homework is to leave a comment about one thing so far this NBA season that has brought you joy. At least then I'll have some goodness to reflect upon to keep me warm through what looks to be a very cold winter. As always, stay lit, and thanks for watching.